So who are we missing? Monkey Boy, Emo Guy, and Emo. Nausea, yeah. PN. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. My name is Dan Davis, and we are back live once again here on the channel for another race here on F1 2022, round 7 of the season, and we are at the home of British Motorsport here in Hampshire. Let me make sure I get this right. Northamptonshire, as we are at Silverstone for the next round of the season. And what an iconic track we have come to as the cars now exit the pits. There is nausea, as we see here, C. Smithy exiting the pits. A little bit of lag issues, as we can see here, but we should be underway, no problems. But we are live here at Silverstone for the next round of the season. And first things first, guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss any single action here at Simplay Motorsport, because we've got some hot racing this week coming ahead. As we obviously got the Silverstone, the last race of Silverstone after a whole week of racing at Silverstone in ACC, and now into the F1 cars. And then next week we head to France for Paul Ricard, the next round of the ACC season. And then in F1, we head to another iconic track. We head to Austria, the Red Bull Ring, for the next round of the season. But it's all about F1 here at the minute. And let's hear from you guys in the chat. A good evening to Tibbs, PN Motorsport, Fury's granddad, and Max Mulder as well. And a few other people in the chat for sure. It's nice to see you all in the chat. Let's give you a little bit of information about this circuit here. Capacity 150,000, but I'm pretty sure it could take more than that. FIA Grade 1. And the first Grand Prix was held back in 1948. The first F1 race ever held was here at Silverstone. And what an iconic track it is. We are back racing in Formula 1. And what a night's worth of racing ahead. We had some great racing in the Formula 1 today in Bahrain, but it's nice to see our Simplay boys back out on track. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a lap around this track. We'll find someone who's just about to start their lap. We'll go on board with James Ash as he then goes flying into turn 1 into Abbey. And then through farm he goes up towards Village, breaking at the 100-meter board, dropping all the way down to a 4th gear, heading into the loop and making sure he gets a good run out of the exit as it throws him into entry, making sure he gets a great run out of entry to get the DRS open down the Wellington Straight into the national part of the circuit, and then heading towards Brooklands, which then flings him into Luffield. Make sure you get a late entry to Brooklands and then into Luffield. Let the car run out wide, bring it back in tight, and try and make sure you get a good exit as you go through Woodcote, down the old F1 start straight as you head into the famous corner of Copse, turning in at 50-meter, down in 1 gear, and making sure you get a good run as you head towards Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. Most famous part of the circuit into Maggots, left then right, then swinging it into Beckett's, and try and make sure you get the best run out of Chapel to head yourself down towards the Hangar Straight. If you've done well there so far, you should be on a decent lap time. Rear wing will be wide open as they head towards Stowe, braking at the 50-meter board, dropping it down to 6th gear. Try and get a good run as they head towards Vale, and braking just at the 50 board, turning in left, turning right, try and get the best exit. The car will want to try and twitch and go off track into Club and towards the start finish line. James sets the pace as he goes top with a 29.5, and that is a lap of Silverstone. Brilliantly done by James. As let's get the track map up. We've got a couple of yellow flags out at the minute. And I believe we got a couple of guys on a flying lap at the minute, and we got a Red Bull at the minute at the far end of the circuit. And who is on a lap at the minute? Yeah, I tried this. This don't work. I don't like that at all. We have got a Haas coming to end their lap. That is Fury by the looks of things, and he's straight into the pits. So obviously he's got tyre issues, as we just have Mummy D in the chat, and also we got Mike Matthews, aka Peaceful Explosion, in the chat. Nice to see you guys here. Smithy's currently on a lap, in lap. As Big Boy Brazier currently on a lap. There's a car off. It looks like it's Tibbs. There he is in the gravel trap. So not the best lap there for Tibbs. as Big Boy Brazier goes purple middle sector, so he's looked like he's on a good lap time. And towards the end of the lap, but he has invalidated his lap time. He's run out of VRS, so he'll have to go again. And Big Boy Brazier ruining his lap there. Emplava currently on a lap time as well. He's now coming into the final end of the lap, and he's come straight into the pit. So a lot of these guys not able to get a lap time on the board at the minute, which is not good to see because they're all going to be struggling. In comes Smithy as well. Whereas Argent, he's invalidated his lap time as well. So all these guys invalidating their lap time, as we have Sebas in the chat. And we also have Shane also in the chat as well. Nice to see you guys. And how are we all doing this evening? Did we enjoy the Grand Prix that was on today in Bahrain? An exciting day's worth of racing we've had. IndyCar has just finished as well, and we're going to finish the day off with some F1 racing here at Silverstone. And once again, Big Boy Brazier invalidating his lap time. Leon Fernie at the minute on a lap. He is currently heading towards into the third part of the track, and he's currently off on his time at the minute, 6 seconds. So he's probably on a in lap by the looks of things, as he comes into the final sector and flies straight into the pit, making sure they stop just before that 60-meter board as he does so. So Jamie's on a lap, he's coming back in. Not a lot of people currently on a lap time. We here on Ivor now, as he heads towards Cops, turning it in at the 50-meter board, dropping it down to 7th gear, pushing the limits, and he's invalidated his lap time. There goes the lap time. Cops is catching a lot of people out. Could we see another repeat of people taking the mic with the limits? Shane, no miss that, but watch, man, you get smashed. Not sure what you're referencing there, Shane. I don't know if you're talking to Sebas or myself. Oh, the IndyCar. Yeah, there was a big smash in the IndyCars. As at the minute, once again, exit tips right on the pace with Ash, James Ash, as we see there, Ivor now starting another lap. Can he actually get this one on the board? That is the question. A. Smith currently on an out lap. He's going to start his lap here, as Bozzy Boy is also on a lap, but he has invalidated it himself as well. So right now, not a lot of people getting lap times on the board. There's Gary 131 on an out lap. All these guys just setting themselves up for a good qualifying run here, but none at the minute have managed to put a banker in other than the top 8. So far, those guys are looking strong for that. Fury currently on an out lap as well. Who has a yellow flag? Who is that? That is Ivor. He's dropped it towards the middle part of the track. That's Woodcut. He has dropped it, or the exit of Luffield. Probably a little bit too much power, and around he went. So who's the first one on a lap? A. Smith, he was purple first sector, but he has invalidated his lap time once again. So these guys really struggling to keep a lap time on the board here. And right now, A. Smith goes flying into Cops. This is going to be an interesting sprint. It's only 9 laps worth on this one. So who else is currently on a lap? Noisy is on a out lap. Matt's coming to the end of his out lap, and I believe he will start his flying lap now. Currently Argent also out on an out lap. James has started his flying lap, and he's got the Alpha of Nausea. Emplava right behind him. So Nausea now going into the final section, now into Stowe, and now heading towards Vale. Can he just hook up the last part of this lap? I say that. He's currently on an out lap. Well, I think it's 3 minutes 20. So yeah, that is definitely an out lap for him. As we do have a Haas coming to the end of the lap. That is Fury. And here he comes, complete his lap time. What will he do? He goes top of the table. Fury goes fastest of them all, as Gary 131 crosses the line and only 10th. So Fury top of the table now. We head towards Argent, I believe, is the next car to come to the end of his lap. This one's validated, so he's just got to complete the last part of the lap, get through the end of the lap, get through Club, get to the line, and where does this put him? 31.8, so he has no improvement. Meanwhile, Tibbs is on a flyer. What can he do? No improvement. He stays P3, but he goes fastest in the final sector. A fast lap there from Tibbs. And Smoky Devil, once again, an invalid lap time from him. Emprava, invalid lap time. Forzy's on his out lap. Who else is currently on a lap? A. Smith is coming towards the end of his lap. Gary's completed a lap. It is now Matt we are waiting for. We have a spinner, and Matt has slowed down because he's got traffic. It is Argent who's had a spin. And James goes even faster. He finds 2/10 and goes top of the table. What can Fury and Tibbs find here as Matt now starts his next lap? Nausea currently on a lap time as he now comes into the end. Tibbs, good pace again. Yes, for sure. He has got great pace, Max. As we go into the final chicane, yellow flag in the final sector, but surely that's the car getting out of the way. Nausea into the final corner. What can he do? Any improvement? No. He stays P5 as it stands. Who else is on a lap time? Forzy is currently on an out lap. And Emplava also coming to complete a lap time. Smoky Devil still yet to set an invalid lap time. As the two Haas boys looking very, very good at the minute. P2 and 3. We got a yellow flag in the second sector. That's probably a slow car as Forzy now starts his lap. And a couple of guys coming to the pits. Ivor currently out on track. He's about to start his flying lap. And DJ Phil letting a car through there. I think that was Gary 131 as Gary has bumped himself up the order. He is now P5, but he's currently up in the first sector. I believe Matt is coming to complete his lap time now. Make sure you don't run too wide through Stowe, so you get an invalid lap time into the final part of the circuit. He's kept it within track limits this time towards the final corner. Out of Club he goes. Is it top of the session? No, he goes P3. Emplava has gone P2, so Emplava has found some pace also. But Gary 131, he was on a flyer. He hasn't gone fastest in the middle sector though. He was fastest in the first sector. Into the final corner he goes. Gary 131, is he going to bail to the pits? He has bailed to the pits. The Smoky Devil has left the session. But it's at the minute. James leads the way as Fury comes back out on track. As Exit Tibbs also out on track. Can he find himself a little bit more pace? Get himself back up the top end. It is very, very tight at the minute. As lap times are starting to come in. Tibbs is back into the pits. So who is currently on a lap time? Argent is. He goes into the final part of the track. He's bailing straight for the pits once again. And I see that Ivor is coming to the end of his lap. He's invalidated it again and straight to the pits he goes. So a lot of these guys trying to push as hard as they can to get the best lap time they possibly can. And are just getting caught out by track limits. But it is at the minute James who's fastest off them all. With Emprava in second, third is Matt. Fourth is Fury at the minute. Fifth is Tibbs. Sixth is Gary 131. Seventh is Nausea. Eighth is Leon Fernie. Ninth is Forzy, who passes his teammate here. I don't know if this is a lap. DJ Phil, has he just dropped it? Yes, he has. He's had a big moment and around he goes in the wall. Somehow he's not managed to damage that car. And Forzy coming to the end of sector 2. We'll see if this is a flyer or if this is an in-lap. It looks like a flyer to me. He's a 10th down on his best. As he heads up towards Stowe. Into the final sector he goes and he bails to the pits. As you see there, Leon Fernie next out on track. He is currently warming up those tyres, but it's Fury currently on a lap time, but he's got an invalid lap time. So he's going to obviously recharge those batteries, recharge those tyres, get them in the right window and get them ready to go. As we are coming down to the final end of this session, it is James currently at the top. And while we wait for these guys to start their next couple of flying laps, let's have a quick look at the championship standings. As we head into the 7th round, we are slowly getting our way to the midpoint of the season. Round 8 will be the midpoint at the Red Bull Ring. As I now have a look at the F1 table, it is James who leads the way, as Fury's had a big moment there. He's probably flat spotted those tyres now, so he's going to have to try and look after those tyres as he comes to the end of the lap. But it is James who is leading the way at the minute with a 49-point gap over Gary 131. Third is Big Boy Brazier with 52. Back behind the leader, Mata Himovic is sitting in 4th, 73 points to his name. Then it's Tim in 5th, 6th is Max Mulder, 7th is Ivor, 8th is Emo Guy, 9th is Tibbs, 10th is M Prava, 11th is A Smith, 12th is Forzy, 13th is Monkey Boy, 14th is PN Motorsport, with 15th is Nausea, 16th is Leon Fernie, 17th is Fury, Fury with 10 points to his name. Smoky Devil in 18th. 19th is Argent. 20th is that Bozzy Boy, who finally scored a point. And the bottom 3, Greg C, Phil and Smithy, all still yet to score a point. As your teams are looking like this, Aston Martin are leading away by 1 point, with Williams just behind them. AlphaTauri sitting in 3rd with 29 points, with Alfa Romeo dropping down to 4, 48 behind. Ferrari in 5th with 62 behind, with Alpine in 6th on 80 points, 79 behind, with Haas in 7th, 59 and 100 points behind the leaders. 8th is McLaren with 23 points to their name. Mercedes in 9th with 19, and Red Bull bringing up the rear in 12th. As these guys are currently on lap time, Matt is on 1 and he's a 10th up already in the first sector. As Leon Fernie crosses line, he goes 2nd fastest now. A brilliant lap from him. Is that M Plava coming to the end of his lap? Has he found a little bit more time? No, he's on an out lap, so this is the best that M Plava is going to produce. As Gary 131 has invalidated his lap time, he's trying to get some clean air, and he's let one of the blue cards go. That was James, so he's allowed James to go through. So Gary 131 and James will now start their final laps here. But a man to keep an eye on is Mata Himovic. As Exit Tibbs has gone fastest of them all. He's done a 28.9. Big Boy Brazier also crossing the line at 29.2. So the times are wrapping up now. Tibbs on pole as it stands. Where is Matt? He is currently in the middle sector. He's gone purple middle sector, but he's only a 10th up on his best. Tibbs must have had a phenomenal final sector. He's into the final sector now, does Matt. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector. Tibbs is done. As we've got Nausea, he's crossed the line. He's finished 10th. We are all eyes on Mata Himovic. And he crosses the line and he goes P2. So Tibbs staying on top at the minute. Ivor next to cross the line. He is done and he could not get a lap time on the board. Argent next to come to the end of his lap, but it's M Plava who's in the final sector. He's on a good lap. He's 500ths up. Is going to stay invalidated as he goes to the exit of the curb. Comes to the final corner now. M Plava goes P4, dropping James further down. Fastest final sector. Forzy to the line. No improvement. He will start 11th. As James now, Gary is done. He's hit the wall. He's done. As James comes to the end, has he gone fastest overall? Towards the line he comes. He goes 2nd. Not enough there for James. It's Tibbs currently on pole position. Forzy has invalidated his lap time. And Fury is done as well. Who are we waiting on? It is just Argent. And he is retired from the session. So that is it. Your pole man is Exit Tibbs. First pole position here at Simplay Motorsport, and he takes it here in Silverstone. He has been doing some practice and he has been looking mighty fast recently. He has taken pole position. Exit Tibbs will line the Silverstone Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix, on pole position. Brilliant stuff there from Tibbs, as we will get a pole out for the sprint race win. Beautiful stuff there from Tibbs. Good to see that he's taken pole position here. He's been improving each week and it's finally paid off. So is the USA driver of Exit Tibbs, who takes pole position away from James Ash. Third is Matahimovic. Fourth is Big Boy Brazier. Embravo will start fifth. Leon Fernie will start sixth. Fury will start seventh. Eighth is That Bozzy Boy. Ninth is Gary 131. 10th is Nausea. 11th is 4Z. 12th is Arjun. 13th is A. Smith. 14th is PN Motorsport, and 15th is Smithy. 16th is DJ Phil. 17th is Ivor. 18th, and bringing up the rear, is Smoky Devil. But Exit Tibbs takes his first pole position of the season. And here at Simplay Motorsport, brilliant stuff from him. And we're just getting a poll out now on who you think is going to take the sprint race win. Wow. A brilliant act there from Exit Tibbs to take a pole position here in Silverstone. Guys, the votes are out now on the polls. You can get your votes in on who you think is going to take the first win of the night here for the sprint race. And so far, Tibbs is looking like the man to beat this evening. A brilliant lap time from himself. And guys, let's hear from you in the chat. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Silverstone in Great Britain. Not often we can say that here because it's usually raining or windy or just genuinely miserable. But yeah, a good start from Tibbs. I think he has this, says Mike. And it's all about the start for sure. It's making sure he pulls away and get into no trouble indeed. Phil, it's at 9 PM on Channel 4. Yes, Phil, the Grand Prix was on today. I'm not going to tell people who haven't or have watched it who won the race and what happened in it. But either way, it was a great Grand Prix to watch. Make sure you watch it after you've watched everything here at Simplay Motorsport. As we're about to go green here at Silverstone for round 7 of the championship. It's an American who will start on pole position with a Welshman of James starting alongside. As we will start the formation lap and run through the grid. Exit Tibbs takes pole position here with James in second. Third will be Matahimovic and fourth will be Big Boy Brazier. Fifth is Embrava. And in sixth will be Leon Fernie. Seventh is Fury. Eighth is That Bozzy Boy. Ninth is Gary 131. And 10th will be Nausea. 11th is 4Z and 12th will be Argent as Gary's gone for a little spin. 13th is A. Smith, 14th will be PN Motorsport. Smithy will start in 15th, 16th will be DJ Phil. Ivor will start in 17th and 18th. Bringing up the rear will be Smoky Devil. I think it's his AI that's under control. Dazzle, Tomato, Messi, Maggis and Beckis would change the race today, definitely, for sure. I definitely know how that feels. As I just want to make sure that Smokey's definitely in this session. I think he is. Great technical section, but we'll push if you respect it. So how has Exit Tibbs planned this race? He's currently at the front of the grid. It is going to be an interesting one, especially going into turn 1 at Abbey. And I would just send Smoky Devil an invite just in case that he isn't involved in his car. Because I'm not 100% sure. I've not seen anything in the chat saying he is or isn't. Nothing so far, so I haven't seen he is. But it will be Exit Tibbs who takes the pole position here. As we're about to go green, the lights will come on. The guys will just get a moment different. We're not quite green here. We're about to go green here for round 7 of the championship. And it's Tibbs on pole, and we are green here. And looks like Tibbs has got a wobble, and that's allowed James to go down the inside into turn one. As he'll go flying into turn one. Has everyone managed to get through there unscathed? There is a car out wide just behind, but we managed to get through turn one. But Tibbs is going to send it down the inside into turn three as he tries to attack James, trying to get back on the lead. But at the minute, it is James who leads the way. A couple of guys losing it. Gary's got a big twitch. I think a couple of cars dropping down the order. That is Fury and Nausea. Both of them drop down, but James leads the way. Exit Tibbs right behind him, though. As Matt is under pressure for Big Boy Brazier. Big Boy go right around the outside as he tries to get the inside for the next corner. Matt compromised, has to run wide, and that's allowing Big Boy Brazier the inside, but Matt hangs in strong and holds on to that position. Emplava moved up to fifth. Whoa! And that is Matt and Big Boy. They've both gone off massively there, both gone right off track. Not sure what's happened there, but for this sprint race, that is not good for them. They'll drop to the back of the grid. That has allowed Emplava up into third place position, but right now it is the man breathing down their neck. Tibbs is flying at the minute, as Smokey Devil's had a great start as well. He's up into P11. But James now leading this race, but only just, as Exit Tibbs now is in second. Emprava up to third. Leon Fernie and that Bozzy Boy both having great starts here. They're fourth and fifth, and Gary is in sixth. Bozzy looking a little bit laggy there. Arjun up to seventh. As we got another yellow flag. That is a McLaren. That is Smithy. He's going the wrong way. Who else has been caught up in that? A Smith is in the pits, and a few others just getting caught up in a little bit of incidences there. But Smithy has got going. James, though, under a bit of pressure here from Tibbs, breathing down his neck as Emplava is actually starting to creep onto the back of them. The Alfa Romeo driver not too far behind. The yellow flag in the first sector. Who is that? That looks like Smokey Devil. No, DJ Phil is dropping down the order. Looks like Smokey was involved as well. Matt's working his way through. It's DJ Phil. He's at a moment somewhere, so he's dropped down the order. But James leading the way. Exit Tibbs second. Third is Emplava. Fourth is Leon Fernie. Fifth is that Bozzy Boy. Sixth is Gary One Through. Ivor has worked his way all the way up into seventh place position from near enough the back of the grid. So brilliant start from him for sure. As Fury's granddad said, must have been from wing damage. And I think that's one of the things he was referencing in the party chat I was in earlier. So Matt now is on a recovery drive. He's already up to 13th after being tagged by Bozzy Boy, not Bozzy Boy, Big Boy Brazier. There's so many boys in this session, as Matt is right in the thick of it. He's on the back of Nausea, as Argent and Forzy are going at it. They go up to the top end of the section as PN's already got a penalty for exceeding track limits. And Argent trying to go around the outside of Forzy into the final half of the track as James is extending his lead. A yellow flag. PN has retired and has dropped out of this race. And is that a full-blown safety car? It is a virtual safety car, I think. Yep, virtual safety car has been deployed, as PN has binned it and put it in the wall. As DJ Phil speeding into the pit lane. So now we've calmed a little bit down. It is James who still leads the way after a great start from him. Tibbs is in second place with Emplava currently in third. The two Red Bulls finally on pace of Leon Fernie and that Bozzy Boy fourth and fifth. With Gary 131 in sixth. Seventh is Ivor. Eighth is Argent. Ninth is Forzy. A little bit further back is Fury and Smokey Devil. Matt is working his way up, so he's got to pass Nausea. And 13th is himself, Nausea, with Big Boy Brazier right behind him. Smithy in 15th. Phil in 16th after damage, and then A. Smith bringing up the rear. Not the best start for him, but James once again having it all his own way. Got the jump at the start, stayed ahead of Tibbs. And these boys are trying not to get themselves a penalty. And hopefully, yeah, we can go green once again, and no one's got a penalty this time for speeding under the virtual safety car. And James nailed that right at the right time. As we see here, Forzy is about to lose a place to Arjun, as Arjun looked to try and make a move on him, but unable to do so, as Arjun looking left and right. As DJ Phil got a time penalty once again for multiple warnings, possibly track limits that one. But we are on board with Forzy, who is under quite a bit of pressure. from Argent. But more importantly, we go to the front, and Leon Fernie is now starting to become a little bit of a problem for Emprava. Emprava breathing down his neck. And Leon Fernie looking to try and make a move on Emprava. Meanwhile, the rest of the guys behind are now trying to work their way onto the back of this pack that Emprava is holding up. We got a yellow flag. That is Fury. He's gone round. And that's allowed Matt and Big Boy to go through. Nausea as well have all gone through past Fury. So right now, Gary's looking to try and get onto the back of Bozzy, who's going down the inside of his teammate, and they make contact at Cops. Bozzy gone round. Leon Fernie hold his line, and Bozzy has spun it at Cops. You can overtake in GTs, but you can't do it in F1. By the looks of things, as Bozzy is not able to get past. As Tracy's back in the chat saying, hi everyone, go Tibbs. And Tibbs is on a flyer at the minute, but he's not quite got the pace as his rival James at the minute. And James so far got this all under control into the final part of the lap. There you go. Gary's now starting to put a little bit more pressure on the back of Leon Fernie. As James, once again, fastest lap from him. He is flying at the minute and extending the gap. As I say that, Ivor has now gone fastest of all. And Pian said he had a massive lag spike, so that's probably what caused him to crash out there. He's not had much luck tonight with the game, but it seems to affect a lot of people differently, as Ivor is the man who's currently on the move. He is on the back of Gary131, DRS wide open. Gary with DRS open as well, and unable to find a move done on the cars in front. All being held up by Emprava at the minute. As Pian also not happy with someone's rejoin, so that's probably going to be a ticket. And a reminder to all the drivers that if you do want to put anything into the stewards, reminder to fill out a F1 incident report form. The tickets will be reviewed by the F1 stewards. As Fury, by the looks of things, is on the move on Nausea. They go through Cops, and Fury's already got the job done on Nausea, and through he goes. Big Boy Brazier still trying to work his way onto the back of that body boy. Matt's worked his way back up to 9th. Argent in 8th. As we see now, oh, Gary's had a big moment. He's had a moment, but luckily he keeps it out of the wall. But Ivor and Leon Fernie will stay ahead of him as he's dropping down the order. Argent goes through now. Where is Matt? There's Matt. He passes his teammate. Gary131 dropping down the order. The number 1 Aston Martin and Bentley driver dropping down the order very, very quickly. Argent now, time penalty to his name. As Ivor's right on the back of Leon Fernie. Where can he make the opportunity done here? To go on the rear wing of Leon Fernie. He's got the DRS thanks to Emprava, but he's lost a lot of time to Emprava, so he won't get it later on in the lap. And Gary131 now multiple trap warnings there. As James has started to eke out his gap ever so slightly more. As we will end the poll there. 56% of you reckon that Tibbs will take the win here. But right now, he's not quite there. He's a little bit off the pace of James at the minute. James pulling away as Matt has now moved up a place on Argent. He goes through Cops and gets the job done. Argent looks like he's coming back though, but not quite a long enough run. Leon Fernie now gets himself a time penalty for track limits. Gary131 now wants a bit of the action. Oh, he runs a little bit wide there. And because he's running a bit wide, that's not going to allow him a chance to get on the back of Argent. Argent looking back to come and attack Matt up in towards Stowe, but wasn't quite close enough once again. Right now, Emprava is doing Exit Tibbs a massive favour here, holding up the rest of the pack for him. So right now, starting a lap 7, James has got quite a comfortable lead at 2.6 seconds ahead of Exit Tibbs. DJ Phil, another time penalty. That's Emprava, P3 at the minute. Leon Fernie not too far behind him though, but he did not get he did get the rear wing, and that's allowing him to stay ahead of Ivor. Forzy, quiet race, but worked his way up. He's currently in 6th place. Matt in 7th. Argent was 8th. He's now dropped down behind Gary, as there's a yellow flag further back. I think that was Phil having a moment again. And Argent dropping down the order. That Bozzy Boy now under pressure from Big Boy Brazier. And Fury not too far behind them. Nausea just on the back end of them as well, as Ivor now gets a time penalty for excessive track limits. C. Smithy currently 14th ahead of Smoky Devil, A. Smith and DJ Phil bringing up the rear. And Brava now actually starting to bring the gap down to Tibbs, but Tibbs is just pulling away ever so slightly. As now Ivor looking to attack on the back of Leon Fernie. He breaks a lot later into Stowe. Towards Vale and Club now as they try and finish off the race in a decent points position. Also, this will determine the grid for the next race. And Ivor done a fantastic job to work his way back up the order. 3-second time penalty to his name. Forzy is not quite close enough to him. So at the minute, Ivor will hang on to this position, as will Leon Fernie. We've got a yellow flag further back. Who is that? That looks like Argent. He's dropping down the order fast. Yes, it is. And he's managed not to collect anybody. So, or has he collected Bozzy? That's the question. Because he's dropped down the order. Fury up to 10th. 9th is Big Boy Brazier. And he's under pressure from Fury right now. And Gary and Matt kind of in no man's land at the minute. Forzy currently sitting in 6th. Not quite catching this pair right now, as Ivor is right on the rear wing of Leon Fernie. Oh, he has a great run through Cops, but the lag of Leon Fernie just catching him out ever so slightly. As you see there, great run there from Ivor as they go wheel to wheel. Matt now gets a time penalty, but looks like Leon Fernie's got a little better straight line speed than Ivor. Is Ivor going to go right round the outside of Stowe? He's going to look at trying to do it, but he can't quite get there. As then head in towards Vale. Down the inside goes Ivor. Leon Fernie sees him, gives him room, gives him space, and can't find a way through. It's Big Boy Brazier and Fury going at it as well into Stowe. Fury's going to try and hang it strong as they go into Vale. And looks like Big Boy Brazier just hangs in there and go up a position for Big Boy Brazier. He's now behind the 2 Aston Martins. And Matt lets Gary through. So is this him allowing him to get points here? Smoky Devil racking up the time penalties once again. Leon Fernie, he gets another time penalty, so he's going to drop down the order. As also Forzy's just about to creep into that 3-second gap. He's going to get that opportunity to try and get another position here. He's right on the cusp of these two right now, and if he does so, he will gain another point. As right now, Exit Tibbs struggling on pace by the list of things. He's now coming under pressure from M. Brava, who's within a second of him. The top 3, Forzy, Nausea and Smithy, the only ones not to get a time penalty at the minute. As M. Brava, there you go, he gets the time penalty. But right now, James has got everything under control, way out in front. He's about to finish the sprint once again with another win to his name. He is just gripping this championship by the scruff of the neck and disappearing into the distance. James Ash once again coming into the final corner. Into Club we go. James Ash wins the sprint, with Exit Tibbs coming home for another solid 2nd place to his name. M. Brava will finish 3rd. 4th will be Ivor. 5th will be Leon Fernie. Forzy will actually go to 5th. Leon Fernie goes to 6th. Gary 131 coming into the final corner. Has he got enough on Leon? No. Matt will come home 8th. Big Boy Brazier and Fury is still going at it. And Big Boy and Fury come home 9th and 10th. That Bozzy Boy will finish 11th. Nausea will actually go up to 11th as Bozzy go down to 12th. Argent coming into the final chicane now. He's got 13th secure, as A. Smith has worked his way up to 14th after being involved in the first lap incidences. As here comes Argent across the line. He goes 13th. A. Smith will come home for 14th. As a Smithy, I think, will gain another position from him, and not obviously abusing the track limits. He will gain another point. Sorry, another place, as We have A. Smith coming into the final sector now. And across the line, A. Smith will take 14th. 15th will go the way of Smoky Devil. I think C. Smithy will actually move all the way up to 14th. So, yep, he's had a great run there with DJ Phil bringing up the rear. But once again, it is James Ash who takes the win here. A brilliant race start from him, allowing him to get to the front of the grid. Getting past him at the start as Ivor actually gets the driver of the start of that one. But Exit Tibbs really helping himself out here. But it is James who takes the win here in the sprint. Second will go the way of Exit Tibbs. Third is Emplava. Fourth is Ivor. Fifth is Forzy. Sixth is Leon Fernie. Seventh is Gary 131. Eighth is Matimovic. Ninth is Big Boy Brazier. 10th is Fury. 11th is Nausea. 12th is that Bozzy Boy. 13th is Argent. 14th is Smithy. 15th is A. Smith. 16th is Smoky Devil. 17th is DJ Phil. And bringing up the rear is a PN Motorsport. But James extending that championship lead even more. Great stuff from him. He will now go into the feature race. This will be the running order for the sprint. For the feature. The sprint obviously creating the grid for the next race. But wow, what a first start to the race. A little bit chaotic here and there, as we're just waiting for the game to move on to the next part of the session. But it's taking its time. Guys, if you haven't done so, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss any of the action here at Simplay Motorsport. A great sprint race we have had so far already, and I think more is still yet to come. But once again, James taking his third win here at Simplay Motorsport. Tibbs so close to another win, but he gets second place. But the good thing for him is he's working his way up the championship order. I think there Matt tactically giving the points to Gary to try and keep himself as close to James at the minute, because James's only real rival at the minute is Gary 131, Big Boy Brazier, and Matt, who are all sitting second and third and fourth. 57 is Gary behind, and Matt is 71 behind James as well. So we go into the feature. And what is this going to bring us? Hopefully some exciting racing for sure. But it's James who once again will take pole position for the feature. And let's get a pole out once again. As we will do the top four. There's Tibbs always asking, why am I not in the prediction for the pole? Well, you've been in there a couple of times now. But Ivor did a fantastic job to work his way back up the order. Yes, he got a time penalty as well, but he has worked himself up for an opportunity to get another chance to win, or get a win to his name. As I think, who has got a win? Let's have a quick scroll through. It's Matt's got 3 wins to his name. Max Mulder with 1 to his name. Also, Jamie Brazier got 1. James Ash got 1. Emo Guy and Ivor both got a win. Tim also got a win. So can we get another new winner? Maybe Tibbs, maybe Emplava. Guys, get your votes in on who you think is going to take the feature race here. And get your votes in. Tracy saying, come on Tibbs, with the laughing emoji, supporting his boy. So let's have another running order of the grid. It is James who will start on pole position with Tibbs in second. Third is Emplava. Fourth is Ivor. Fifth will be Forzy, and 6th will be the Rebel driver of Leon Fernie. 7th is Gary 131, and 8th is Matt Ahimovic. 9th will be Big Boy Brazier, 10th with Fury. 11th will be Nausea, 12th is that Bozzy Boy with 13th holding the way of Argent in the Alpine. Then comes the 2 McLarens of Smithy and A. Smith. Smoky Devil in 16th. And bringing up the area is PN Motorsport. Hopefully he won't have any lag issues. But we are about to go racing once again. Whoa, as Leon Fernie decides to take to the side of the track for some reason. As we are about to go racing once again here for the second time tonight here at Silverstone. Didn't mean to do the laughing emoji, says Tracy. I really want Tibbs to get this chance to get his first win to his name. Ivor not messing around, he's ready to go, as is James. But it is the Welshman once again starting on pole position. James on pole with Williams. Haas in second with Tibbs. Who is going to get the better start? Is James going to get the start once again? As we are green here, and looks like Tibbs didn't quite get the start he wanted. Emplava nor neither. Ivor, where's he gone? He's dropped down the order. Ivor's dropped right down the order. There's cars everywhere. Exit Tibbs is lagging everywhere, and he's dropped right down the order. Got a yellow flag further back. Who is that? Matt Ahimovic is out of this race. What has happened to Matt? Matt has retired a full-blown safety car. DJ Phil was also out of this race as well. So all sorts of carnage here. That's also Ivor. He's off with Gary 131. Absolute carnage as we go into turn 1. Cars left, right and centre. But it is Matt out of this race with DJ Phil. James leads the way. Embrava in second. Third is Tibbs. Fourth is the Big Boy Brazier. Fifth is Leon Fernie. Sixth is Forzy. Seventh is Nausea. Eighth is Out Bozzy Boy. Ninth is Smoky Devil. Fury still in 10th. Smithy up into 11th place. Can he get some points here? Argent 12th. A. Smith 13th. 14th is PN. And Gary 131 down in 15th with Ivor in 16th. So what had happened there? There was cars all over the place. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to look back on the stream because there was just cars everywhere. So as I look back, we're too busy going on board with Tibbs and Emplava. They all get going. A little bit of lag kicking in as Tibbs drops it. There's cars off left, right and centre. And I think Matt and Ivor came together. Matt's gone round. And I think has collected Phil with him at the same time. And in the chat, Matt's not a happy boy on the Discord chat at all. There's a couple of guys coming to the pits. Big Boy Brazier straight into the pits. He's currently on the medium tyre, I think. Let's have a look at tyres. So James on the most of them are on the medium. Leon Fernie's on the soft. As Big Boy Brazier did come into the pits. He was on the medium and he's gone to the softs. No, he's gone to the hard tyre. As PN also coming into the pits as well. He's having to wait for the crew, but obviously with the safety car he won't lose too much time. Hard tyres for him. Gary's on the hards as well, as is Ivor. But once again we got a safety car first lap here. But James still leading the way, and at the minute really doesn't have any threats at the minute. Exit Tibbs has been really the closest man to him this end part of the season. As the orders now sort themselves out. Who's just dropped it? Smoky Devil was very slow. I don't know why. Why is Smoky Devil slow? Smoky Devil, yellow flag for ignoring. He's got a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So he's obviously dropped behind them. The game's told, everyone's been told by the game to overtake him. So whatever Smoky Devil was doing, if he was struggling with something, he should have just put the AI in by pressing start. But obviously, Something caused him to cause an issue there. But what can Emplava do at this stage? He's currently in second place. And Smokey Devil gets another penalty for a collision with Gary 131 under the safety car. Another shout out to Grandma and Grandpa rooting for Tibbs. Grandma and Grandpa supporting their boy right now as we go on board with the American. What can he do? He's currently P3. I would love to see this young man get a win to his names. A real good, a good driver, a great protege in here in the Simplay Motorsport community. We're seeing him grow and grow ever so more each round. And right now he's right at the thick end of the Formula 1 grid. It's sad to hear that he was unable to do the ACC season. It was great to see him racing in that. I've especially enjoyed going toe-to-toe with him in ACC as well. But he's definitely thriving here in F1. Just needs to find a little bit more consistency to try and give James a headache for the last end of this season. As once again, a lot of cars into the pits. A. Smith, Fury, Ivor and Smokey Devil all in the pits. As we have to wait a little bit longer now. As we are about to go back on the racing once again. This will save the medium tyre runners and also the soft tyre runners, even though it won't do them great, the soft tyres, because obviously the race will... the tyres will still wear, obviously, as they go around, so they're not going to get the peak performance, but the medium tyre runners will be able to keep going. The hard tyre runners can go to the end, I think, with Big Boy Brazier and PN can go to the end. Gary's still yet to make a stop. Ivor has made his stop. So depending on how long the safety car is, Big Boy and PN can pretty much go to the end if they look after their hard tyres. But they have to nurture those tyres to the end. And I believe both of them are pad runners as well, so it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get to the end. But we'll see. I've been proven wrong many times. Guys, get your vote in for who you think is going to win this second race, as the safety car is in this lap. Emplava has not managed to drop it under the safety car, which is great to see. Can he give the pressure to James as he has a pack of 16 cars all roaring behind him, ready to go, as Ivor's left the session. And I don't know if that's due to an internet issue, as we're about to go green once again. And James nails it out of the corner, and off we go. Emplava not awake here and has allowed James to extend the gap, as Tibbs is right behind Emplava as we go racing once again. James leading into turn 1, turn 2, as the rest of them will come flying their way through the order. But Tibbs now under pressure from Leon Fernie, who sends it down the inside of turn 3. He's not quite got the job done, as Tibbs is just hanging in there. And now Leon Fernie lagging all over the shot. He's struggling to get going, as Forzi really enjoying this view as Emplava's on his way back up. Gary's made a move on Argent, and all these guys are dropping down the order, as now Big Boy Brazier's on the attack. He's got past Argent, and there's A. Smith as well. He's gone down the inside of Argent, and he gets the job done. Who's dropped it? Tibbs has made a mistake. He's dropping down the order very fast. So Tibbs dropping right down the order, and Ivor, I don't believe, is in control of the car. Well, hopefully he is. I'm not sure, and obviously just waiting to see a message from him saying can he has an invite back into the session. But right now, Smokey Devil once again gets a time penalty to his name. Tibbs is struggling to get going once again. He's dropped right down the order. Fury in 10th place. He's got A. Smith and Argent breathing down his neck. And Argent now looking to the inside. Meanwhile, Forzi and Nausea going at it for 4th and 5th. We're looking at Argent looking to go down the inside of Smithy. Smithy goes very wide, but Argent not quite close enough, as Forzi now up into that 4th place position, as Nausea now under pressure for Bozzy Boy, who's coming up to turn 1. Ivor, obviously no driver in that car. So I'm going to send Ivor an invite just in case. But Bozzy Boy still on the back of Nausea as I'm trying to get Ivor an invite. There we go. As Bozzy has just lost out to him there. Smithy's gone round. Has he had contact with somebody? He's got to wait as all the cars come flying through, and he's managed to do so. And he's got to go Bozzy with a time penalty now. As Exit Tibbs has got to work his way back up the order. Some of the soft tyre runners are working their way through as Big Boy Brazier has got Fury breathing down his neck as they head up towards Cops. Keep it in track limits, boys. This is what's getting you told off. As Ivor has got himself back into the session, hopefully he'll be able to take control of his car and get himself back in this race. The safety car could still happen once again. As we see here, Leon Fernie and Emplava are going at it. Leon Fernie right round the outside of Emplava and gets the job done on his soft tyres. Brilliant move there from him. And then nothing Emplava can do. So Leon Fernie, man on the move at the minute. He goes down towards the end of the lap. And James still pumping in fastest laps all on his own out in front. I think Ivor has now taken control of the car. Or is it still... Yeah, that looks like Ivor back in control there. So I think Ivor is back in control of his car. And current orders at the minute has just come to a halt as Gary 131 just struggling on his hard tyres at the minute. Meanwhile, Emplava is looking to try and make a move on for Leon Fernie. Right now, Leon Fernie just holding on to that second place as he managed to get past Emplava on those soft tyres. As Exit Tibbs moves up a place on PN Motorsport. Gary still under some pressure from Big Boy Brazier and Fury. As there is Exit Tibbs, he's now ahead of PN Motorsport. I believe Ivor should be back in control of his car. But we go back with Gary 131, who has got himself under a lot of stress right now. Fury now gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Gary's got one as well though, so Big Boy Brazier goes to... Oh, as Fury nearly hits the back of Big Boy. He goes right round the outside of Gary. He gets the job done. And Fury now looking to make a move on Gary also. He goes to the outside. He should have the inside for the next corner. And there's nothing Gary can do. He's going to hold it strong on the outside though. Going wheel to wheel. Fury has a snap, but he gets it together. They're both side by side as they head towards Abbey. Great stuff here from these two. Ivor now definitely back in control of his car. He is flying at the back of the pack and working his way back through the order. Leon Fernie, time penalty to his name. But Fury now has got himself under control here. As Emplava also just sitting to the back of Leon Fernie. And hopefully he can tag him along towards the back of James. And Emplava looking down the inside of Leon Fernie, thinking better of it. As Smokey Devil and Ivor are going at it. Ivor's going right round the outside. Smokey pushes him wide. But Ivor's still there. Is he going to go right round the outside of Cops? I think he's going to give it a go. And through he goes. Round the outside goes Ivor. And there goes PN. He's had another moment as well. So PN's gone off. That's 2 places now for Ivor. He's working his way himself back up the order. Exit Tibbs right on the back of A. Smith. And A. Smith now, no real answer there. DRS helping Tibbs get back up to 10th place position. Working his way up as Bozzy Boy pits on the soft tyres. That gives Fury another position. Big Boy Brazier another position. We go back to the leaders as Emplava is breathing down the back of Leon Fernie. And Leon Fernie really struggling with lag here. As Tibbs gains himself a time penalty for exceeding track limits. Bozzy now going to the hard tyre. Brava down the inside of Leon Fernie. Nothing Leon can do. DRS really assisting Brava there. The softs are going to start wearing out now. So Leon's going to be struggling with grip. But this is allowing Forzy just to creep onto the back of these two. Smithy now, time penalty to his name. We got a yellow flag. That is Argent, I believe. He's had a moment. Yes, he has. He's just got to wait for the rest of the guys to come through. He's got to go in again, though. James way out in front, 3.7 gap to Leon Fernie, and Leon on those soft tyres was looking good earlier on, but now he's under some immense pressure. Brava has a big snap there, but DRS assistance is going to help Brava now as he comes towards Stowe down the inside. He has a look, he's going to have a look, but he's not quite close enough. And they head into Club. Right now, Leon Fernie is holding on to that third place position. And he's about to lose out to it because Brava down the inside. Oh, they almost come together. Leon Fernie holding it strong on the outside, and this is probably frustrating Brava right now. Forzy right behind them, and you can see there, Leon Fernie's internet lag is really all over the shot. So no wonder Brava is probably getting a little bit frustrated on the back of him. While the fight's going on, Big Boy Brazier has now caught on to the back of Nausea. Now Big Boy Brazier, what can he do from this position? Trying to hunt down Nausea, look for a way through if he possibly can. We go back to the leaders. Brava once again closer than ever to the back of Leon Fernie, but can't seem to find a way through. He needs to nail the final end of Maggots and Beckett's. He would have had enough practice by now after doing ACC. The rear wing has opened. This should easily get him past, but Leon Fernie is holding it strong. Brava is choosing the outside this time. Is he going to go right round the outside of Leon Fernie? Better grip should aid him as Leon Fernie is bailing to the pits. He's done with those set of tyres. Is he going to get it stopped? Yes, he is. Leon Fernie done with his stint there on the soft tyre. As Fury gets himself a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's coming a little bit too hot there. Meanwhile, Nausea and Big Boy Brazier going at it. As Leon Fernie's obviously gone into the pits. I was about to say he spun it, but he hasn't. As Big Boy Brazier down the inside of Nausea. Nausea is going to hold on to the inside though. Nausea on old mediums, Jamie on old hards, but not really that old for hards, as they go side by side through into the Wellington straight down towards the fast swooping left-hander of Luffield into Brooklands, and Jamie gets that job done. Brava 3-second time penalty for excessive track limits, as Forzy now right on the back of him. Meanwhile, James way out in front, 5.8 to his name, and he's just extending the gap. Yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that? That looks like Furies. He's had a spin himself. He's gone round. Brava not the best exit through Maggots and Beckett's, which is allowed Forzy. Look at the front wing. Look at the rear wing advantage there. DRS right round the outside of Forzy now up in the second place, but N's going to fight it out, and he can't quite get the job as they will now head into Vale and then into Club. Another yellow flag. That looks like Fury once again. He's overheated those tyres, and around he goes again. And Forzy and Brava are still going at it. Brava right on the back wing of Forzy. Forzy goes to defend turn 1. A yellow flag again. That's Fury still struggling. Oh no, sorry, that's Tibbs who's struggling this time. Gary gets a time penalty now. And these two having a cracking fight right now. The closest fight on track. Argent and Smithy are close to one another, as Jamie is slowly working his way back up into this fight. Around the outside goes Brava. Can he get the job done on Forzy? No, he can't, as Fury gets himself another time penalty to his name. So all these guys now just struggling with the pace. As Tracy's not very happy, even into Fury's mum. Fury's granddad in the chat, and Tibbs can still do this. Yes, he can. He's still in 8th place position. Race lead probably not going his way. And Plava now with the rear wing open. Forzy now going to be under pressure. That DRS is so strong, but Plava looks like he's carrying more downforce, and Forzy must be running less downforce because he is able to stay in front of Plava, and Plava chooses to pit. Is he going to get it stopped? Yes, he is. And Jamie now up into P3. Nausea, 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. All these guys getting caught out by the pit lane. There's Tibbs now into the pits as well. Gary and Ivor carry on through. They're now 4th and 5th. Now it's Jamie's turn to have a go at Forzy. There's a few of the guys' positions are changing due to the pit stops. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? That is Fury. He's had another moment, trying to get himself back up and going. But right now, big boy Brazier, there's been a yellow flag. Who is that? That's Bozzy. He's gone round. He's got it going though, which is good to see. Nausea and Plava come out 9th and 10th behind Leon Fernie though. So Leon's gained a little bit of time there. But right now, big boy Brazier with the rear wing wide open, looking to try and make a move on Forzy. But Forzy holding it strong. Forzy going to the inside because he is pitting. So he's managed to go a little bit longer. Jamie now up into 2nd after being involved in the incident at the start of the race. Big boy Brazier now in 2nd place position, but James with a commanding lead at the minute. Gary now up to 3rd as Forzy pits. Ivor now 5th. Smoky Devil currently in 6th place position. I think Forzy should stay ahead of this fight. So Forzy's actually made quite a bit of time here. Well, I say that. This group is coming through the final corner now. Where is Forzy? Hasn't hit the pit release button yet. So is he going to stay ahead of Leon Fernie? Off the limiter he comes, and there he is. Is he going to stay ahead of Plava? To come out, Forzy has stayed ahead of Plava, and Nausea gets himself another time penalty. Exit Tibbs has had a moment. He's gone round. He's facing the wrong way. He's got to get it going as quickly as he can, because here comes the McLarens, and the two Ass Boys have just dropped down the order. And Big Boy Brazier once again a 3-second time penalty to his name. Let's have a look at the penalties. And there you go. Jamie on 3, Gary on 6, Smokey on 14, Leon Fernie on 7, 3 for Forzy and Plava, 8 for Nausea, 3 for Bozzy. As Leon Fernie gets himself past PN, as Forzy and Plava are going at it through cops. Oh, and they're proper scrapping it out through Maggots and Beckett's. Great stuff there. Plava with the better run out of the corner. He'll have the DRS wide open as he does so. And towards Stowe they go. And around the outside, can Plava get the job done? Forzy's going to hold it strong. But Plava gets the job done. A great little scrap between these two. And Forzy goes back around the outside. Great stuff there. Regarding back to the penalties, Argent with 3, Fury with 11, Tibbs with 3 and 6 for Smithy. Plava still going at it with Forzy. As you see a Ferrari just ahead, they're still going at it. Yellow flag, who is that for? Not sure who, that's Tibbs and Fury going at it. I think Tibbs has just dropped behind Fury. Oh, Plava a little bit too hot on the power. That's going to give Forzy an opportunity. Rear wing open, and we know Forzy's got better straight line speed here. Towards turn one, towards the left-hander he goes. Emplava holds it strong on the outside. And no way through there. And Argent is in the pits. Great scrap between these guys right now. Meanwhile, Smoky Devil and Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie's gone through past his dad as Smoky Devil is in 6th place position. As James has now finally pitted. Yellow flag sector 1. Who is that? Is that Argent? I think it might be. Yeah, Argent's had a moment. I'm not sure what's happened there. But Jamie now leads this race. James onto the hard tyre. Gary goes through. Ivor goes through. Leon Fernie now coming into the final sector. This is the one he's got to keep an eye out. But James is easily way out in front. Off the limiter he goes. And Leon Fernie nowhere to be seen. Through the timeline they go. James has got a gap quite high at the minute. 7.9 over Leon Fernie, so James looking good there to maintain his lead. Meanwhile, the two ass boys are going at it, of Fury and Tibbs. And just as I come away from that, 4Z, PN and Emplava are all having a scrap. As Tracy says, always awesome commentary, thanks. And no, thank you Tracy for watching. As we see there, Emplava is just trying to pull away from 4Z and get past PN Motorsport, who's just working his way down the order. Obviously on those hard tyres. Is he going to try and go to the end like Jamie, who is currently on lap 13 of those hards? Can he get himself to the end of this race? He doesn't have to pit again. But James right now has got a lot of time to catch, if that's the case. As once again the Haas boys are still going at it. Fury and Tibbs still gutting at it at the minute. Fury's looking to try and get a run on Tibbs. He gets right onto the back of him as he goes through cops. But no way through for Fury. As 4Z once again brings the gap down to Emplava to 3 or 4 tenths. Ivor has actually also brought gap down to Gary 131 ahead, and also James has got himself a time penalty, so all these time penalties are starting to rack up. PN, A. Smith and Ivor the only ones not to get a time penalty, and once again these time penalties will be absolutely key here. It has really shooken up the order previously. Fury's got back ahead of Tibbs. A. Smith, another time penalty to his name. And exit Tibbs looking for a way through. What has happened to Smoky Devil? He's come to a stop. I'm not sure why. The Smoky Devil with a slow car there. He's come to a grinding halt, so maybe something has happened in the real world to make him suddenly stop. Meanwhile, Ivor has got right onto the back of Gary 131, and that is a full-blown safety car because of Smoky Devil just stopped on track. Smoky been disqualified, not sure why, what has happened there. But Smoky now out of this race. He's got front wing damage. He's been disqualified from the session for being parked up. This is going to help Big Boy Brazier out. Gary 131 and Ivor as well, because these guys can all pit under the safety car. Leon Fernie's coming in for a fresh set of boots. Who else is? It's PN and that Bozzy boy. Smithy's also retired as well. So Smithy, what's happened there? Has he crashed into the back of the safety car? I'm not sure what has happened there. But we have got another safety car once again, guys, as we are coming down to the final couple of laps of this race. Argent in the pits. Obviously, a lot of these guys might be serving some penalties. Fury with the most penalties now, as it was Smoky Devil. He's been disqualified from the session So we will end the prediction for the race winner. Most of you think James, and at the minute it is going the way of James as Big Boy Brazier comes in the pits. He's going to have himself a fresh set of boots, as will Gary and Ivor. So all these guys were going to get a free pit stop, and this is going to help them out massively as James is P4. Is he going to hang on to this lead as Jamie comes in? Change of tyres. He goes to the medium. Gary's in. Where is James? He's only now in the final sector. And Jamie, I think, is just going to possibly hang on to this race lead. James has to stick to a delta. Jamie's going to take the lead of this race, I'm pretty sure. Is it going to be tight? It's going to be very, very tight. Jamie, where is he? There he is. He's now come off the limiter, but he is on the soft tyre. And Jamie now right behind James. Gary's also come back out, as has Ivor. Wow, this is going to hot up. Ivor's on the soft tyre. Let's actually look at tyres. This is going to be interesting now. Tyre advantage goes to the way of the boys behind James. And James now is on the harder tyre. He has got track position. But right now, he's also got a time penalty to his name, which isn't going to help him. Let's have a look at penalties once again. So James with 5. Big Boy Brazier with 6, I mean. So James actually gains a second there. Gary with 6. Ivor is the man who's currently sitting in P4 with a great opportunity here. The rest of the pack obviously will gain up onto the order. So it's still anybody's game right now, as Max Mulder says in the chat, come on Tibbs. So it's anybody's game here. Whoever's got some spare soft tyres, this is the time, or even some medium tyres, as Leon Fernie's gone to the mediums. But because of Smoky Devil pulling to the side and coming to a stop, we have got our last, hopefully our last safety car of the night, as we've only got a few laps to go. Can James hang on with the hard tyres, or will Jamie, Gary, or even Ivor get their way through? As Smokey says, the wheel disconnected on him. So that is why he came to a grinding halt. As we will hopefully be going green very soon. So your running order after all the pit stops has been said and done. It is James who is still leading the way. He has got the hard tyre on, and this is going to be a struggle for him, as he's got some very fast drivers on some very fresh rubber behind him. Argent's a lap down, which is a shame for him. He won't be able to fight for anyone at the minute. He'll have to pretty much get out of the way straight away. So James leading the way on a set of hard tyres. Jamie now on second place with a set of mediums. A lap older. Gary 131 and Ivor's soft tyres. Those are the two to watch, especially Ivor with no penalty to his name. Can he get the win here for the feature? Fifth is Emprava. He's on the hard. Also is Forzi and Nausea, who all look very good for a possible podium finish, but it's gone completely thanks to this safety car. Leon Fernie's got a lot of work to do. He's on the medium tyre though, with exit tips on the hards as well. He's going to try and get to the end on them. PN's on a set of mediums, as is Bozzy Boy, so they're going to be trying to work their way through the order. A Smith currently 12th on a set of hards, with Fury on a set of mediums, and Argent right in the middle of the pack, and will not be able to unlap himself. But hopefully we can go green this lap. We will have 6 laps remaining of this brilliant race here at Silverstone. The British Grand Prix is coming to an end. And it's a Welsh driver leading the way, but he's got 2 Brits breathing down his neck, but he's got a fellow Welshman right behind him. And a Latvian not too far behind either, as I'm not sure what is going on here. Leon Fernie has just stopped. He's got a 5-second time penalty for causing the collision. What is Leon Fernie doing? There's chaos here, and Exit Tibbs has not bothered waiting. He's just gone, because Leon Fernie has been messing about one way or another, and we've gone green, and all that advantage is completely gone for the rest of the pack, thanks to Leon Fernie just stopping. Exit Tibbs, yellow flag for ignoring the yellow flag. 5-second time penalty. I'm gonna have to investigate that one. But James now leads the way. Can he keep Big Boy behind him? Gary behind him on the soft tyre, and Ivor as well. All these guys behind are getting penalties for some bizarre reason that Leon Fernie has just stopped as they're about to go green. James, though, in first. Right behind him is Big Boy Brazier, but Gary's on the move. He's looking to try and attack Big Boy Brazier as they head into the left-hander. He goes purple first sector. So he is on his way forward. James looks like he's just struggling at the minute to get temperature in the hard tyres. He's going to be struggling for a while, but he should be able to get them up to temperature very soon. Big Boy Brazier right on the back of him though, hoping to try and gain an advantage. Bozzy Boy's moved up against Nausea, but Gary is on the hunt on the soft tyre. Ivor just holding back. He knows he's got the advantage here. All he has to do is not get a time penalty. But he's on the move now, on the back of Gary 131. No DRS right now, as you can see there. Big Boy Brazier looking to attack James down the inside. He's going to try and get the job done. James is sticking with it though. He's on the inside for Vale as Jamie goes round the outside. He's going to try and get that job done. James, there's nothing he can do, and Jamie has gone through. We've got a yellow flag further back. That is Bozzy Boy. He's dropping down the order, and Gary 131 is now looking to try and attack James. He's on the hard tyre and struggling right now as Ivor is just sat there. He needs to clear these two now. Now Jamie's cleared the traffic. He now needs to make a move as Gary goes down the inside of James. They've come together. Gary spins him round and James goes down the order. Gary 131 making contact there with James. James dropping right down the order. So now Ivor is in the prime seat here to take a win, as Jamie has got a time penalty to his name. Ivor leads this race effectively by time penalties. Jamie needs to make 6 seconds on a car that's on soft new tyres. It's going to be very difficult for him to do. The only thing he can hope for is Ivor pushes too hard and gets a time penalty himself. Gary, though, is going to be probably under investigation for contact with James and spinning him round. As they all come flying through, James is now 8th place and looking to try and get on the back of Tibbs. Meanwhile, Gary's on the back of M. Plava. And M. Plava now trying to defend all his might against Gary 131, breathing down his neck. Nausea, meanwhile, further back, has moved himself up into 9th place position. Big Boy Brazier sets the fastest lap of this race. He will gain a point there. Argent, 3-second time penalty to his name, as has Liam. And just as we are coming to the end of this race, drama has struck. James is not going to get 4 in a row by the looks of things. It's now Ivor, the other Welshman, looking to try and gain onto the back of Jamie, as Gary 131 has made the move on Emplava with DRS assistance, and through he goes. Let's look down the order a little bit more. Nausea got a little bit of pressure for PN, but Fury's also trying to catch on the back of PN as well. A. Smith just outside the points with Fury as well, so they're trying to catch on to the back of PN as best as they can. There's not much James can do now on those hard tyres. Really got a bit done over there by Gary in the hairpin. But Jamie now is under some pressure, as Ivor has literally just got to follow Jamie home. Once again, Jamie is going to lose a race win by time penalties. And this is why you've got to keep your nose clean. You've got to keep within the limits. And that's why you're getting the points in this race. And Ivor has done exactly that. And he is just within range of Big Boy Brazier. Jamie comes across the line. He goes fastest, but Ivor goes faster again. He picks up the fastest lap of the race. Gary 131 third. And now extending the gap to Emplava. Forsey trying to carry on the back of them as Leon Fernie's in 6th. Exit Tibbs 7th. 8th is James. 9th is Nausea. 10th is Fury. And PN has dropped down to 11th. So Fury has got PN. And it's in the points for Haas. Some more points for Haas there. A. Smith just outside. And he's got that Bozzy Boy and Argent. But Argent a lap down. Ivor, all he has to do is keep his nose clean. Do not go across the white line and get a time penalty, as everyone else has got one but Ivor. There is the penalty situation. Exit Tibbs will get 13. So James really not making any places at the minute. He needs to clear Tibbs and try and get onto the back of, well, I say Leon Fernie. He's just got himself another one. So Forsey's also got one as well. All these guys abusing the track limits here. Big Boy Brazier, 6 seconds to this man. As Bozzy Boy and Smithy are going at it. Bozzy looking to try and make a move on A. Smith. They head towards Maggots and Beckett's. Down the inside goes Bozzy. He touches the curb and he's going to try and hang it out. He gets the job done. And Smithy there losing out to Bozzy Boy. Jamie now starts lap 24. He's still got Ivor breathing down his neck. Emplava now setting fastest lap of the race on the hard tyre as well. So Emplava's got some pace underneath him as well. If these guys can just work their way onto the back of Jamie, Emplava could also gain up into 2nd place, but he has to try and clear Gary as quickly as he can. Let's go back to the tyre situation. They're still both on the soft tyre, Gary and Ivor. And right now, Gary was 6 seconds to his name and Big Boy Brazier 6 seconds to his name. They've done everything they can, but Ivor is just keeping his nose clean. Nausea dropping down the order. He's losing out to Fury, but he's going to fight out on the outside. Fury gives him the space. Fury one's ride. And Nausea holds on to that 9th place position. Argent back into the pits. And Nausea once again losing out to Fury as Fury gets the better run through Cops, and through he goes. What great racing we have seen from all these guys tonight. A little bit abusive on track limits by the looks of things by most of the guys here. As Leon Fernie now attacking Forsey. And this is what James needs. He needs all these guys just to hold up each other just a little bit so he can gain the points. And there he is just in the background. As they all come flying into the final sector now. Exit Tibbs right on the back of Leon Fernie. Even thought about attacking him there. James is just in the background watching all this unfold. He needs to make sure he doesn't get another time penalty. As you see there, Forsey just defending the inside. He knows he's got 3 very fast drivers. Brindaz next. Leon Fernie looks down the inside and pushes Forsey wide. That gives Tibbs the opportunity. Now James is behind them. He's got to be cautious here as Leon Fernie pushes him to the outside of the track. James going to try and go around the outside. He's probably going to think better of it and just hold on to that position. And Leon Fernie's all over the shot. But Exit Tibbs comes out on top and through he goes up into 5th place position. Forsey still ahead of Leon Fernie. Meanwhile, the gap to the lead for Jamie and Ivor is still 1 second. 1.2 to be exact, as I think Ivor is literally just in cruise mode. Meanwhile, we are watching James as he's trying to negotiate his way through Leon Fernie and Forsey. Both of these two going through Maggots and Beckett's, just struggling a little bit. Forsey with a really bad exit into Chapel and then heading down the hanger straight. As you see here, Forsey's looking to defend the inside while Leon Fernie goes to the outside. And Leon, they've made contact! They've made contact. Forsey has gone round. Leon Fernie's gone round. Where is Fury? There he is. He'll say, thank you very much. I'll take those positions. While you two are too busy fighting one another. Nausea does as well. And Forsey really hard done by there. And James works his way back up the order. So down to the penalties again. Where does that put James? 5 seconds as Tibbs has got 13, so we gain on him, but he's not quite close enough to Emplava. 9 seconds to Gary now, so Gary's going to drop to Emplava. But we go back to the front. Bozzy gains another time penalty. But Jamie obviously trying to push as much as he can to make 6 seconds on Ivor, but Ivor just not wanting to refuse, not wanting to make a mistake. And he's going to possibly take his way to a race win here at Silverstone. The night didn't start off well for him at all. Couldn't get a lap time in qualifying, was invalid most of the time. He dropped down to the back of the order. He was kicked out of the session, and he is now on his way to take another race win. But Big Boy Brazier, once again, time penalties has been the problem for him. He's been done over by time penalties. He's going to come into the final corner now. Final sector, sorry, as Ivor has just got to keep it on track, and I think he will do so into the final few corners. Big Boy Brazier is going to win this race on track, but regarding the penalties, it is going to go the way of Ivor. He is your feature race winner. He will cross the line, the winner. Big Boy Brazier second. Third will go Emplava. Fourth is Gary 131. Exit Tibbs recovering his way back up to fifth, but he will drop to sixth as James goes ahead of him. Fury will come home in seventh, but again, time penalties done him over as Leon Fernie will go to seventh, Nausea will go eighth, Forsey will go ahead of both Fury and Nausea, PN will go ahead of all of them, he goes up to eighth, so that drops Nausea and Fury down the order. Bozzy will go 12th, A. Smith will come home for 13th place position, and 14th will go the way of Argent, but it has gone the way of Ivor. What a drive from him, brilliant stuff from him. As I will now get the poll out for driver of the day. Get your votes in for driver of the day. Brilliant stuff from Ivor then. He's worked his way back up the order to get himself a race win. Congratulations to him. Get your votes in for driver of the day. There's a poll currently out for driver of the day. Big Boy Brazier was given driver of the day via the game. But what a drive from Ivor. Pretty much last, and has worked his way back up the order. The AlphaTauri driver winning here for the feature. James will probably look back on this and be very disappointed with Gary 131. Jamie will finish his second. Emplava with a solid night's worth of racing. He's got himself some decent points in that one. And I'm pretty sure as this has been going on, Matt has updated the tables. What a night's worth of racing here in Silverstone. Brilliant stuff from everyone. As Ivor says at the end, 80% on the soft at the end, so his tyres were done by the looks of things. Tibbs wasn't too happy about Leon Fernie just stopping at the end. But Ivor was your winner of the overall night as well, so he takes the overall points. But the race winner for that one was Ivor. Second place is Big Boy Brazier. Third will go the way of Emplava, and he gets fastest lap of the race as well. Gary 131 in fourth. Fifth is James. Sixth is Tibbs. Seventh, Leon Fernie. Eighth is PN. Ninth is Forsey. 10th is Nausea. 11th is Fury. 12th is that Bozzy Boy. 13th is Smithy. 14th is Argent, and your non-finishers after that one was A. Smith down in 15th place. 16th was Matt. 17th was DJ Phil, and Smokey Devil being disqualified after his wheel disconnected. What a great night's worth of racing. Ivor has been the man to beat here tonight. He has also got the votes for driver of the day. As tables are done, says Matt. Fair play to Ivor. 80% wear on the end of his tyres. And Tracy says, good race. See you next time. We will see you next time. And next time out will be at Austria for the next round of the championship. We head to the Red Bull Ring. Can Bozzy Boy and Leon Fernie do well back at their home track? But right now, the tables are looking like this. as I give it a little refresh. James still leading the way with a good gap at 54 points ahead of Big Boy Brazier. Third is Gary 131, and fourth is now Ivor. He's getting closer to the front end of the pack. Matt is in fifth, Tim is sixth, seventh is Max Mulder, eighth is Emo Guy, ninth is Tibbs. Emplava working his way up. He is in 10th place position with Forzy in 11th. 12th is A. Smith, Leon Ferning in 13th, 14th is PN Motorsport. Monkey Boy is in 15th, Nausea is 16th, Fury is 17th, 18th is Smoky Devil, 19th is Argent, 20th is That Bozzy Boy, Greg Z in 21st, 22nd is Phil, and 23rd is Smithy. The team's championships looks like this. Williams comes away with the leaders of the championship, 4 points ahead of Aston Martin. Third is AlphaTauri, and they're bringing that gap down with Alfa Romeo still in the fight as well in P4. Ferrari in P5. P6 is Alpine. 7th is Haas. 8th is Mercedes. 9th is McLaren, and 10th is Red Bull. We will end the poll there as Ivor gets driver of the day. He's also got driver of the day from myself, but a shout out to Plava, Emplava, and also James as well for a fantastic night's worth of racing. Reminder to all the drivers, if you do want to put anything in or against any of the drivers and put it towards the stewards, then head over to the F1 incident form in the Discord. Thanks to everybody who has been watching this round here at Silverstone. We will be heading off to Austria for the next round of the season, but make sure you tune in on Wednesday and Thursday night as we will be heading to France for Paul Ricard for the ACC Championship. For Pro-Am, can Holty and Shane carry on their fight at the French circuit, or in Pro, can Overtaker keep extending his championship lead, or as Matt, myself and Gary, or possibly De Silva, bring that gap down? That is the question. But from myself and everybody here at Simplay Motorsport, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any action, and we will see you in a week's time in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Good night.